The vastness of space held many secrets, but none as dangerous as the queendom of Krathax, a matriarchal empire spanning 17 star systems, ruled by the fearsome Cray Queens. With their translucent skin and glowing blue eyes, they conquered worlds, with ruthless efficiency until they encountered Earth. And one woman named Lily Reeves, Lily served as chief negotiator for the Terran Alliance. Her blonde hair always pulled back in a tight bun, her green eyes missing nothing as she observed the aliens. Her small frame belied her inner strength, and her mind was sharper than any weapon the Cray Queens had ever faced. She stood on the observation deck of the Terran ship Valor, watching as the massive crystalline vessels of the Cray fleet surrounded them. Admiral Kate Morris approached, standing beside her with hands clasped behind her back. "They want to speak with you specifically." Admiral Morris said, her voice low. "They requested you by name." Lily nodded. Not surprised, the Kira intelligence network was extensive. They would know of her past successes in negotiations with the Zorith Confederation and the quantum races of the Helix Nebula. "Prepare a shuttle, I will go to them." Lily replied, her face revealing none of the apprehension she felt. "You certain this is wise?" Admiral Morris asked. "They have destroyed 3 colony worlds already?" Lily turned to face the Admiral. Her expression resolute. "Diplomacy is always preferable to war, Admiral, even when dealing with the Krathax." Within the hour, Lily found herself aboard a small shuttlecraft piloted by Lieutenant Sam Foster, a quiet woman with steady hands and nerves of steel. The shuttle approached the largest of the Kira vessels, a ship that seemed to be carved from a single massive crystal, the color of deep ocean. "Permission to dock?" Lieutenant Foster asked through the comm channel, her voice professional and calm. The reply came in the clicking, hissing language of the Cray, translated through the ship's computer. "Permission granted, human. Craft, follow the guidance beam. Any deviation will result in immediate destruction." Lieutenant Foster glanced at Lily, who nodded reassuringly. The shuttle followed the pulsing blue light into the cavernous docking bay of the Kra flagship. Inside, tall, willowy figures moved with uncanny grace, their bodies seeming to flow. Rather than walk, Lily stepped from the shuttle alone as instructed, her simple gray diplomatic uniform bearing only a small Terran Alliance insignia. The air aboard the Kara vessel smelled of ozone and something sweet like overripe fruit. A Kra female approached, taller than any human, with skin so translucent that Lily could see the outline of her organs pulsing beneath her ceremonial armor. "I am First Emissary Vexala." "You will follow." Lily followed the emissary through corridors that seemed to shift and change as they walked, the walls themselves alive with some form of bioluminescent technology. The deeper they went, the more Lily noted signs of a civilization far more advanced than humans had previously assessed. They arrived at a chamber with 7 thrones arranged in a semicircle, each carved from what appeared to be a different crystal. Upon each throne sat a queen, their bodies larger than the other. Kra, their eyes more intensely luminous, their skin patterns more complex. "Human, you stand before the 7 queens of Krathax," the emissary announced. "Your species has encroached upon territory claimed by the queendom. You will negotiate terms of surrender." Lily stood tall despite being dwarfed by the aliens. "I come to discuss peace, not surrender," she replied. The central queen, with skin that shifted between blue and violet, leaned forward, her voice like ice scraping against metal. "Your kind has spread to 12 star systems bordering our territory. You have resources we require, and you will submit." Lily had been briefed on Kra psychology. They respected strength and despised weakness. She could not show fear. "Now I represent the Terran Alliance, comprising over 30 independent worlds with a combined military force that has successfully defended against 3 previous invasion attempts. We do not seek conflict, but we are prepared for it." The queens conferred in their clicking language, their translucent fingers moving in patterns too quick to follow. Finally, the central queen spoke again. "We will test your resolve. Human, our scans detect a neural implant in your cerebral cortex, containing data. Access the Terran Defense Network and provide us with the encryption key." Lily had expected this. The Kra were known to be direct in their demands. The neural implant was standard for high-level diplomats, containing emergency protocols and basic defense information, but nothing that could compromise Earth security. "I cannot access those systems from here," Lily replied truthfully. The queen to the right rose, her height impressive even among the Kra. "We have ways of extracting what we need, willing or not." Lily felt a cold probe at the edge of her consciousness. The telepathic abilities of the Kira were not well documented, but clearly they possessed skills beyond what Terran intelligence had reported. She felt pressure building behind her eyes as they attempted to breach her mental defenses. Queens did not know that Lily had volunteered for experimental neural shielding before this mission, her mind protected by quantum algorithms designed specifically to resist alien intrusion. She allowed them to see surface thoughts worry about the colony's fear for Earth, hope for peaceful resolution but nothing deeper. The Central Queen hissed in frustration. The human resists. Take her to the extraction chamber. Perhaps physical means will prove more effective. Guards stepped forward there, armor clicking as they moved to seize Lily. She did not resist knowing that the first phase of her mission was complete, establish contact and assess their intentions. Now came the more dangerous part as they led her from the chamber Lily activated, a subdermal transmitter sending a simple coded message back to the Valor they seek. Neural data prepare contingency alpha. The extraction chamber was a small room with walls of pulsing crystal and a chair that seemed grown rather than built in the center. The guard secured Lily to the chair, metal bands flowing like liquid to encircle her wrists and ankles. A female entered wearing what appeared to be a headdress of writhing tentacles. She approached Lily, her eyes cold. Prepare yourself. Human, this process will cause significant discomfort, but the queens require what is in your mind. Lily kept her expression neutral, watching as the Kira activated controls on a nearby console. This was not how she had hoped negotiations would proceed, but she had been prepared for this possibility. The extraction would fail, but what the Kira would learn from the attempt might be far more valuable than any encryption key. The extraction device hummed to life, tendrils of energy reaching toward Lily's head. She closed her eyes, focusing on the mental techniques she had been taught to compartmentalize her thoughts. The Kra would find only what she allowed them to see. Pain lanced through her skull as the machine connected with her neural implant. Lily bit her lip to avoid crying out. Showing pain would only encourage them. The Kra technician adjusted controls, her long fingers dancing across the crystal interface. Strange, the technician murmured. The human neural architecture is more complex than our data suggested. Lily felt the machine probing deeper past her surface thoughts, seeking the encryption key that would give the Kra access to Earth's defense network. What they didn't know was that her implant contained a specialized virus designed by Terran cyber warfare experts. If forcibly accessed, it would activate. The technician pressed harder, pushing the machine to its limits. Lily felt blood trickle from her nose, the pressure inside her skull building to nearly unbearable levels. Suddenly, the machine sparked, the technician jumping back with a hiss. Impossible. The technician said the connection is being reversed. Lily opened her eyes, watching as confusion spread across the aliens' features. The virus was working, infiltrating the Kree systems through the very machine they were using to extract information from hair. Alarms began to sound throughout the chamber, red lights pulsing along the crystalline walls. The technician frantically worked the controls, trying to sever the connection. But it was too late. What have you done, human? The technician demanded. Lily didn't answer, conserving her strength as the machine continued to draw energy from her. Implant feeding the virus deeper into the Kree system's. Guards burst into the chamber. Weapons raised. Stop the extraction. Queen Zalara commands it. One shouted. The technician shut down the machine, but Lily's implant continued to glow the viral program. Now self-sustaining, the guards grabbed Lily, pulling her from the chair and dragging her back toward the throne room. She stumbled along, her legs weak from the extraction attempt, but her mind clear. The plan was working. The throne room was in chaos. When they arrived, the 7 queens all standing, their telepathic network clearly disrupted by the virus that had been uploaded from Lily's implant. Queen Zalara, the central queen with the bluish-violet skin, pointed at Lily, her finger trembling. With rage, you have infected our systems with some kind of human disease. The queen accused. Lily steadied herself, standing as tall as her 5-foot frame would allow. Not a disease, she replied. Your Highness, a key. The queens exchanged glances, confusion evident in their glowing eyes. Explain yourself, human. Queen Zalara demanded. You sought access to our defense network, Lily said. I have given you exactly that, but perhaps not in the way you intended. The program now spreading through your systems is mapping your entire network, sending that data back to the Terran Alliance. Impossible. Another queen hissed, "Our firewalls are impenetrable," Lily allowed. Herself a small smile. "Humans excel at finding ways through barriers, Your Highness. Especially when those barriers were designed by minds that think so differently from our own." Queen Zalara moved closer, looming over Lily, her translucent skin pulsing with anger. "You will deactivate this virus immediately." "I cannot," Lily replied truthfully. "It is autonomous now, beyond my control. It will continue until it has mapped your entire system." The queens conferred in their clicking language, their movements becoming increasingly agitated as reports presumably came in from throughout the ship. Finally, Queen Zalara turned back to Lily. "Or technicians report. The virus is spreading to all connected systems, including our fleet command protocols. What do you hope to achieve with this attack?" Lily met the Queen's gaze, understanding. "I hope to achieve peace, Your Highness. The virus will not destroy your systems or harm your people. It will simply reveal them to us as you sought to reveal ours. We now stand on equal footing, neither side holding an advantage over the other. This is where true negotiation can begin." Queen Zalara seemed taken aback, her large eyes blinking rapidly, the concept clearly foreign to Kra thinking, which focused on dominance rather than equality. "You could have simply destroyed us," the Queen said. "That is not our way," Lily replied. "We seek understanding, not annihilation. The Terran Alliance believes different species can coexist without one subjugating the other." Another alarm sounded, and a Kree officer rushed into the room, approaching Queen Zalara with obvious trepidation. "Your Highness," the officer said, "the human ships, they are moving into attack positions." Lily felt a moment of concern. This was not part of the plan. The Valor and its escort vessels were supposed to maintain their positions, unless she sent a distress signal. Admiral Morris would not attack without provocation. Lily said, "Perhaps your own fleet has taken aggressive action." Queen Zalara turned to a nearby console, touching its surface with her long fingers. A holographic display appeared, showing the space around the Kra fleet. Indeed, several of the crystal ships had moved, breaking formation, their weapon systems powering up. "I gave no such order," the Queen said, her voice containing genuine confusion. The virus, Lily realized, it was affecting their automated defense systems, interpreting the data collection as an attack. The situation was escalating beyond what had been planned. "Your Highness," Lily said urgently, "you must order your ships to stand down. The virus is affecting your automated systems, not your actual command structure. You can override it with direct orders." "Why would you help us?" Queen Zalara asked, suspicion evident in her voice. "Because I came here to prevent war, not start one," Lily replied. "If your ships fire on our vessels, Admiral, Morris will have no choice but to respond in kind." The Queen hesitated, then touched the console again, speaking rapidly in the Kree language. After several tense moments, the crystal ships on the display moved back into their previous positions. "Weapons powering down. A wise decision, Your Highness," Lily said. "Now, perhaps we can discuss terms of cooperation rather than surrender." Queen Zalara studied Lily with new interest, her bioluminescent eyes pulsing thoughtfully. "You are not what we expected, humaner." "Are you, Your Highness?" Lily replied. "You could have simply extracted what you wanted from my mind without concern for the consequences. Instead, you showed restraint. It was a diplomatic fiction." The Queen had shown no such restraint, but Lily knew that. Allowing the Kra to save face would be important for future negotiations. "The human vessels are hailing us, my Queen," a communication officer announced. On-screen, Queen Zalara ordered. The holographic display shifted, showing Admiral Morris, her expression stern, her gray uniform impeccable. "Queen Zalara, I demand the immediate return of our diplomat," the Admiral said. The Queen looked from the display to Lily, then back. "This human has infected our systems with a mapping virus." "Admiral, is this the action of a peaceful species?" Admiral Morris didn't flinch. "We took defensive measures after receiving intelligence that you planned to extract information forcibly from Ambassador Reeves," the Admiral replied, her expression revealing nothing. "A precaution that appears to have been warranted." "A precaution?" Lily thought that was a diplomatic way of describing the virus. The Admiral had clearly been briefed on the full extent of the mission. Queen Zalara considered Admiral Morris' words, then turned to Lily. "You came prepared for treachery," she said. "Prepared for all possibilities." Lily corrected, the virus will cause no permanent damage to your systems once its mapping function is complete. It will become dormant. We seek information, not destruction. The Queen made a gesture Lily didn't recognize, and the guard stepped away from her interesting approach. The Queen said, "Most species. We encounter either surrender immediately or fight to. Their extinction, humans appear to find a middle path. We have had practice," Lily said. "Our history is filled with conflicts and resolutions. We learn from each encounter." "Release the diplomat immediately," Admiral Morris demanded from the screen. Her patience, clearly wearing thin, Queen Zalara turned back to the display. "Your diplomat is unharmed, Admiral. She will be returned to you once we have established terms. Lily thought the Queen was still approaching this as a negotiation from a position of strength. Despite the situation, perhaps this could be turned to advantage. "Ambassador Reeves carries our terms," the Admiral replied coolly. All eyes turned to Lily, who straightened her posture. Meeting Queen Zalaris gaze, "The Terran Alliance proposes a non-aggression pact," she said. "The Kruk Queendom and human worlds will respect current boundaries with a demilitarized zone established between our territories. Trade can be negotiated separately once trust is established." The Queen made a sound. Lily couldn't interpret the translation matrix, struggling with the concept. "You offer no tribute, no resources, no technology. These are not terms of surrender, Your Highness," Lily explained. "They are terms of mutual respect between equals." Queen Zalara turned to her sister queens, who conferred in their clicking language, their expressions unreadable to human eyes. Finally, the Central Queen turned back to Lily. "And if we refuse, then the virus completes its work," Lily said. "And the Terran Alliance will possess detailed knowledge of your fleet capabilities, your defenses, your weaknesses, while you will have learned nothing of ours. The balance of power will shift. We would prefer that not happen." The threat was implicit, not a promise of immediate attack, but a fundamental change in the strategic equation. The Kura had dominated this sector of space for centuries, their superiority unquestioned. Now a newcomer species threatened that dominance, not with weapons, but with information. "We require time to consider," Queen Zalara said. "Of course," Lily replied, knowing that time worked in the Terrans' favor every moment. The virus remained active. More data was transmitted back to Alliance intelligence. Admiral Morris cut in her voice. "Firm, Ambassador Reeves must be returned to the Valor immediately as a show of good faith. Further discussions can be conducted through proper diplomatic channels." Lily could see the calculation in the Queen's glowing eyes, weighing options. Considering advantages, the Kray were logical. Despite their aggression, they would see that holding her now offered little benefit. "Very well," the Queen said. "The human diplomat will be returned, Admiral Morris. We will contact you with our response to these terms within one orbital cycle of this world." The Admiral nodded curtly. "Acceptable," she said. Then the transmission ended. Queen Zalara turned to Lily. "You will be escorted back to your shuttle." Human Lily bowed slightly in acknowledgement. "Thank you, Your Highness. I hope our next meeting will be the beginning of a productive relationship." The Queen's expression was impossible to read, her alien features giving no clue to her thoughts. "Take this human to her vessel," she ordered the guards, then to Lily. She added, "Your strategy was effective. Ambassador Reeves, remember that the Kara do not forget either transgressions or respect." Lily was escorted back through the shifting corridors of the Kara vessel, her mind already analyzing the encounter, planning her report to Alliance Command. The Kara were more adaptable than intelligence had suggested. They might yet agree to peaceful coexistence. Lieutenant Foster was waiting at the shuttle, her relief evident when she saw Lily return. "I was beginning to think we might need to come get you," she said as they boarded the small craft. Lily allowed herself a small smile as she settled into her seat. The extraction attempt had left her with a pounding headache, but she considered the mission a qualified success. "They considered it," she replied, but thought better of it. The shuttle departed the crystalline vessel, returning to the Valor, where Admiral Morris was waiting in the docking bay, her expression stern until the airlock closed behind them. "Report," the Admiral said without preamble as they walked toward the bridge. "The virus is deployed and transmitting." Lily said data should be flowing to Alliance intelligence now, and they took the bait. "They believe its only purpose is mapping their systems." Admiral Morris nodded. "Good work, Ambassador. Their fleet could have overwhelmed us if they chose to attack directly now. We'll have options." "How did they respond to the terms?" As expected, Lily replied. They need time to process the concept of negotiating without a clear dominant position. It's foreign to their psychology, but they are logical. They will see the advantage of peace over a costly conflict. They reached the bridge where the tactical display showed the Kree fleet still in formation, their weapons powered down, but ready. The virus would be revealing their capabilities in real time, giving Alliance tacticians unprecedented insight. Admiral Morris studied the display. What do you think, she asked Lily, they will accept or prepare for war? Lily considered carefully the Queen's reaction. The discussion she had overheard, 50% chance they accept the non-aggression pact. She said, at least initially, they will need time to adjust to the idea of a species they cannot simply conquer, and the other 50%, they will attack, Lily said, but not immediately. They will prepare, gather reinforcements, study what little they know of our capabilities. First, the virus has bought us time regardless of their decision. The Admiral nodded. We will maintain alert status and begin preparations for either outcome. She turned to communications. Contact Alliance Command, inform them. Phase 1 is complete, and the package has been delivered. Lily watched the Kree fleet on the display, their crystalline vessels shimmering against the blackness of space, beautiful and deadly. The Queens would be conferring now, weighing their options. Pride against pragmatism, conquest against coexistence. She hoped they would choose peace, but the Terran Alliance would be ready either way. The next 24 hours would determine whether this first contact led to war or a new chapter in interstellar relations. Aboard the Kyrie flagship, Queen Zalara sat alone in her private chamber, the holographic display before her showing the retreating human shuttle, her mind racing with implications. The human Lily Reeves had outmaneuvered them, not through force but through cunning. The virus was spreading through their systems faster than their technicians could contain. It most troubling was the realization that the humans had anticipated the Kara's actions, prepared for them, countered them efficiently. The Queens had underestimated this species, a mistake they had not made in generations. A soft chime announced the arrival of first emissary. Vexala, enter, the Queen commanded. The tall emissary glided into the chamber, bowing low. My Queen, our technicians report. The virus has reached the central database. It appears to be cataloging our fleet strengths, defensive capabilities, communication protocols. All data is being transmitted to the human vessels. Queen Zalara hissed, her bioluminescent eyes flashing with anger. Can we stop the transmission? The technicians are trying. My Queen, Vexala replied. But the human virus adapts to our countermeasures. It seems almost alive, learning from our attempts to destroy it. The Queen rose, moving to the window that overlooked the vast crystalline city that formed the heart of the flagship below. Thousands of Kree went about their duties, unaware that their technological superiority, the foundation of their empire, was being compromised. What do our strategists recommend? The Queen asked. Immediate attack, Vexala said. The humans have only 5 vessels in this system. We could overwhelm them before they transmit the data to their homeworld, and if the data has already been transmitted, then we must prepare for a larger conflict. The emissary admitted the humans occupy 30 worlds by their own claim. If they share our weaknesses throughout their alliance. Queen Zalara touched the crystal window, its cool surface responding to her touch, displaying the tactical situation. The human ships maintained their position, making no aggressive moves. Strange, she said, that they do not attack when they have advantage. Perhaps they truly seek peace as the human ambassador claimed. Vexala suggested peace. The Queen tested the word, finding it foreign. The Kree had not known peace in 10,000 years. Only conquest, dominance, submission. The concept of coexistence as equals was alien to their thinking. Yet the humans had demonstrated capabilities that suggested they could not be easily conquered. Summon the War Council, the Queen ordered. We must consider all options aboard the Valor. Admiral Morris reviewed the incoming data from the virus, her expression growing more concerned with each report. Lily sat across from her in the Admiral's private briefing room. This is worse than we thought, the Admiral said. The Kari fleet is larger than our estimates suggested. They have outposts in 17 systems, not 11, and their weapons technology. She shook her head. Their crystal beam technology can penetrate our strongest shields. Lily studied the data. Her diplomatic training included military assessment. The KRA were indeed formidable, but the virus had revealed something else. Their ships were dependent on a centralized command structure coordinated through quantum entanglement. If that connection could be disrupted— "Have you noticed this pattern?" she asked, pointing to a communication sequence. "Their fleet movements are synchronized too perfectly. No lag in response time." The Admiral leaned closer. "What are you thinking, Ambassador?" "Quantum entanglement," Lily said. "Their ships don't communicate by conventional means, they use entangled particles. Instantaneous communication across any distances." Morris said that how they coordinate their fleet actions so precisely, and potentially a weakness. Lily added, "If we could disrupt that entanglement." The Admiral considered, then shook her head. "Beyond our current capabilities, but noted for future research." She closed the data display. "The question now is whether they accept our terms or prepare for war. Your assessment, Ambassador." Lily thought about Queen Zalara, the way she had studied Lily, with those glowing eyes, the calculations visible in her alien features. "They will not attack immediately," she said. "They are reassessing us. The Queens are proud but not foolish. They need time to understand this new situation." A chime sounded, indicating an incoming communication. Admiral Morris touched a control on her desk. The holographic display showing a communications officer. "The Queen's request to speak with Ambassador Reeves," the alien said. Alone, Morris asked, her voice sharp with suspicion. Officer inclined her head. "That is the request." The Admiral turned to Lily. "Your call." "Ambassador." Lily nodded. "I'll speak with them." "Be careful," Morris warned. "We don't know their intentions." The communication shifted. Queen Zalara appeared, her translucent form glowing slightly in the holographic projection. "Ambassador Reeves," the Queen said, "your virus continues its work as expected." Lily replied, maintaining a calm demeanor. The Queen made a gesture Lily now recognized as thoughtfulness. "We have considered your proposal. The non-aggression pact, the demilitarized zone." The Queen said, "Your terms are unusual to us, but acceptable." Lily prompted. The Queen seemed to shimmer, her colors shifting beneath her translucent skin. "Conditional acceptance, we propose. Modifications." Lily maintained a neutral expression. "Please continue, Your Highness. The KRA will withdraw from the contested systems near your colonies," Queen Zalara said. "A buffer zone will be established as you suggested. However, we require technology exchange, specifically your adaptive programming methods." Lily had expected this. The virus had impressed them. The KRA wanted the technology behind it, yet sharing advanced programming with a potentially hostile species carried significant risks. "I cannot promise full technology exchange," Lily replied carefully, "but limited sharing may be possible as part of ongoing diplomatic relations." The Queen made another gesture, one Lily didn't recognize. "We also require a permanent human representative within our court to facilitate communication and ensure compliance." That request surprised Lily. It could be a genuine desire for diplomatic relations or a ploy to maintain a hostage. The KRA were known for their long-term strategic thinking. The Terran Alliance would agree to an embassy exchange. Lily said diplomatic personnel from both our peoples would establish permanent missions. The Queen conferred with someone off-screen, then returned her gaze to Lily. "Acceptable," she said. "We will transmit formal terms. We expect your alliance to respond within 7 rotations." Lily bowed slightly. "The Terran Alliance appreciates the Queendom's willingness to negotiate, Your Highness. This marks a historic moment for both our peoples." "Perhaps," Queen Zalara said, though her tone suggested uncertainty. The communication ended, leaving Lily staring at empty space. Admiral Morris entered the room, having monitored from outside. "Well," she said, "that was unexpected." Lily turned to the Admiral. "Not entirely. The KRA are adaptable. Their history shows they prefer absorption to annihilation when they encounter species with useful traits." "You think this is genuine, then?" Conditional, Lily replied. "They seek our technology, specifically the adaptive programming demonstrated by the virus. They recognize its value." Morris frowned. "We can't share military technology with them." "Agreed," Lily said. "But we can share limited civilian applications, agricultural management, environmental systems, enough to demonstrate value without compromising security." The Admiral nodded thoughtfully. "And the embassy requirement standard procedure for them?" Lily explained. "The KRA always keep representatives of subject species close. partly as hostages, partly to absorb useful traits and knowledge we can use it to our advantage. A listening post within their empires. Mart Morris admitted I'll forward their terms to Alliance Command with your assessment. She studied Lily for a moment. You handled them well. Ambassador Few would have maintained composure. Under their extraction attempts, Lily touched her temple where the neural implant still occasionally throbbed. I had excellent preparation. She said the virus worked perfectly, too perfectly. Morris replied, Intelligence is concerned we haven't seen their full capabilities. Yet the Kree have conquered hundreds of worlds over thousands of years. They're not easily outmaneuvered, Lily agreed. The ease of this negotiation bothered her as well. The Queens had conceded quickly. Perhaps too quickly. The Kree were known for their patience, their willingness to play extremely long strategic games. We should proceed with caution. Lily said maintain fleet readiness while we negotiate the details. Aboard the Kire flagship, Queen Xalara dismissed her advisors, all except First Emissary Vexala. Once alone, the Queen activated a secure channel. They suspect nothing, Vexala asked. The Queen made a gesture of satisfaction. They believe their virus has given them advantage. She said they do not realize we allowed it access, only to selected systems, showing them what we wished them to see. Vexala moved closer, her tall form gliding across the chamber floor. The modified terms, the human will accept them. The Queen said, they are eager for peace, believing they have achieved it from a position of strength. They will establish their embassy here, placing their representatives within our sphere of influence. And then we learn. Queen Xalara said, her eyes pulsing with cold light. We study their adaptive programming, their neural implant technology, their thought patterns. Eventually we will understand them fully. The first step to true conquest is understanding. 6 months passed, a fragile peace established between the Terran Alliance and the Kree Queendom. The embassy exchange proceeded. Lily Reeves appointed as the first human ambassador to the Court of the Seven Queens. She established her diplomatic mission on Zyrex, the Kare throne world, a planet of crystalline cities and purple oceans. The Kare representative to the Alliance homeworlds was Emissary Vexala, the same tall, willowy alien who had first escorted Lily aboard the flagship she now resided in the diplomatic compound in New Geneva, learning human customs, observing their society. In her private chambers within the crystal spire allocated to the human embassy, Lily reviewed the latest reports from Alliance intelligence. The data suggested the Kara were honoring the non-aggression pact. Their fleet movements restricted to their recognized territory. Trade had begun limited exchanges of agricultural products and basic technology. Yet Lily felt uneasy. Something about the Queens continued. Interest in human neural technology concerned her. They had requested multiple briefings on human cognitive science, the structure of the brain, the development of neural implants, always claiming peaceful applications. Ambassador Reeves, a voice called from the communication panel. Alliance Command request your presence for the weekly briefing. Thank you, Carla. Lily responded to her assistant. I'll be right there. The secure communication chamber was a small room at the heart of the embassy, shielded against all known forms of surveillance, the walls lined with technology designed to prevent eavesdropping. Lily activated the quantum entanglement communicator, the only secure method of instantaneous contact across interstellar distances. Admiral Morris appeared, her holographic form slightly blurred by distance. Ambassador Reeves. She greeted, her expression serious. Admiral, Lily replied, noting the concern in the other woman's face. What's happened? Morris glanced down at a data pad in her hand. Our deep analysis of the virus data has revealed inconsistencies. She said the information appears too perfect, too organized. Lily felt a chill, remembering her own concerns about how easily the negotiations had proceeded. What kind of inconsistencies, too? Convenient. Morris explained the fleet deployments, the weapon specifications, the command protocols. They match our expectations too closely, almost as if they wanted us to see exactly what we expected. Lily finished the Admiral's thought precisely. Morris said intelligence believes the Kree allowed the virus limited access, showing us only what they wished us to see. Lily paced the small room, her mind racing. If true, this changed everything. The Kree had not been outmaneuvered. They had adapted, playing a deeper game. What is our assessment of their actual capabilities? Unknown, Morris admitted, but potentially far greater than what the virus revealed. We believe they are studying us, Ambassador learning our weaknesses, while showing us only what they want us to see. Lily stopped her pacing. The embassy exchange was their idea. She said they wanted us here, and we wanted them in New Geneva. Morris replied, "The question is why, to study us." Lily said, thinking aloud their requests for information. On neural technology, human cognitive science, they want to understand how we think. The Admiral nodded. Our science division has been monitoring Emissary Vexela's activities. She has requested tours of our medical facilities, universities, research centers, all with a focus on human biology and psychology. What are our options? Lily asked. Morris' expression grew more grave. Alliance Command is considering a preemptive strike using the virus data as a basis for targeting their key installations. Lily shook her head. That would be a mistake, Admiral. If the data is false, our attacks would be ineffective, possibly playing directly into their hands. What do you suggest? We need to know their true capabilities, Lily said. Not what they want us to see. And how do we accomplish that? By giving them what they want? Lily replied, a demonstration of advanced neural technology, something too tempting to resist, something that will make them reveal their true intentions. The Admiral looked skeptical. That's a significant risk, Ambassador. All diplomacy involves risk, Admiral, Lily said. But we need to know if we are facing an adversary preparing for war, or one genuinely interested in coexistence. Morris considered, then nodded. Develop your plan, Ambassador. But be cautious. The Kree have conquered hundreds of species. They are masters of deception and patient beyond human comprehension. I understand, Admiral, Lily said, ending the transmission. She spent the next week developing her strategy, consulting with Alliance scientists, to create a convincing demonstration of advanced neural technology, something that would appear valuable enough to tempt the Kree into revealing their true intentions. On the 8th day, Lily requested an audience with Queen Zalara, the Central Queen, who ruled the Kree Queendom. Her request was granted with surprising speed. The throne room was as imposing as Lily remembered, the 7 queens seated on their crystalline thrones, their bodies glowing with internal light, their eyes tracking her movements. As she approached and bowed, Ambassador Reeves, Queen Zalara said, her voice like chimes in a cold wind. What brings you before the 7 queens? Your Highness, Lily replied. The Terran Alliance wishes to demonstrate our commitment to peaceful relations. We offer a gift of knowledge, a demonstration of our latest advancement in neural interface technology. The queens stirred their interest palpable. What kind of advancement? Emissary Vexala asked from her position beside Queen Zalara's throne. A method of direct mind-to-mind communication, Lily said, allowing instantaneous sharing of thoughts, concepts, emotions across species boundaries. The queens conferred in their clicking language. Lily waited patiently, knowing the bait had been taken. The Kira valued communication technology highly. Their own quantum entanglement systems were evidence of that. This gift is unexpected, Queen Zalara said, but welcome. When can this demonstration take place? Immediately, if it pleases your Highness, Lily replied. I have brought the necessary equipment. The queens conferred again. Then Zalara nodded. Proceed, Ambassador. Lily opened the case she had brought with her, removing what appeared to be 2 silver circlets. When placed upon the wearer's head, they created a neural connection allowing direct communication. It is limited. She explained, only surface thoughts can be shared and only with conscious intent, but it represents a first step toward true interspecies understanding. Queen Zalara studied the devices. You propose to demonstrate this with Lily bowed. Yes, Your Highness, if you are willing. A direct connection between human and Kree has never been attempted. The scientific value alone would be significant. The queen seemed to consider looking at her sister queens, who gave subtle signs of approval. Very well. Ambassador Zalara said, I will participate in this demonstration. Lily approached, placing 1 circlet on her own head and offering the other to the queen, who took it with her long, translucent fingers, examining it carefully before placing it on her own head. The circlets activated, glowing softly. Lily felt the familiar sensation of the neural connection establishing a gentle pressure behind her eyes. The queen blinked rapidly, clearly, experiencing similar sensations. Focus on a simple thought, Your Highness. Lily instructed, something you wish to share. The queen closed her glowing eyes. The throne room silent as everyone watched the historic moment. Lily felt it then, a foreign presence in her, mind alien yet recognizable. The Queen's thoughts touched hers. What Lily received was not what she expected. Instead of a simple greeting or image, she felt the Queen's true intentions flooding into her mind. Conquest, domination the Kura had never intended. Peace they sought only to understand humans, to learn their weaknesses, to absorb their useful traits before conquering them. But the neural connection worked both ways as the Queen invaded Lily's mind. Lily pushed back, sending her own thoughts directly into the aliens' consciousness memories of Earth history. Wars fought revolutions, freedom won against overwhelming odds. The human spirit of resistance that grew stronger under oppression. The Queen gasped, trying to break the connection. But Lily maintained, it sending more humans losing battles but winning wars, sacrificing today for tomorrow, planning centuries ahead, the very traits the Kara valued. Humans possessed in abundance. More importantly, Lily sent the complete understanding that the neural technology demonstration was a trap. The circlets were sending everything the Queen revealed directly to Alliance Command. The Kra deception was exposed. Queen Zalara tore the circlet from her head, rising to her full height, her skin pulsing with colors of rage. "And fear you tricked us," she hissed. Lily removed her own circlet calmly as Alliance security protocols activated throughout the embassy. "Yes, Your Highness," she replied, "just as you tricked us with the virus data." The Queen's guards moved forward, weapons ready, but Lily stood her ground. "The Kara Queendom has existed for 10,000 years. Queen Zalara said, conquering all who oppose us, you cannot hope to stand against us." Perhaps not, Lily acknowledged. "But we will not submit either. The Terran Alliance now knows your true intentions and capabilities. The deception is over. We can return to genuine negotiations or prepare for conflict. The choice is yours." Queen Zalara looked at Lily with new understanding, her alien eyes assessing this human who had outmaneuvered them twice. "You are an unusual species," she said finally. "Perhaps worthy of something other than conquest." Lily bowed slightly. "We hope so. Your Highness, humans prefer allies to subjects, friends to enemies, but we will fight if necessary." Queen made a gesture Lily had never seen before. The guard stepped back, weapons lowering, returned to